Hello watch lovers around the world. I hope you're all doing well. On today's episode, I thought I'll try something different. I've had a tough few weeks lately, so I thought I'll let off some steam and get off my chest. My biggest pet peeves in the watch industry. To offset my negative Nanciness, here is some therapeutic footage of me winding my watches. Let's get straight into it. My biggest pet peeves in the watch industry. Clickbait titles or just BS titles in general. Online, I see a lot of clickbait titles for watch content. Things like the best watch you've never heard of or watch that everyone needs in their collection. Seriously, how can they make such a statement that no one has heard of this watch? Or how can they stereotype that everyone needs this particular watch in their collection? Watch collecting is personal and everyone has their own preferences and journey. There is no rule in this hobby except to buy what you love. So here's a perfect example of a video that kinda triggered me. This head is notoriously known for clickbait titles. So this video is titled 3 Things to Do to Not Ruin Your Rolex. Number 1. Wear it on your non-dominant hand. Number 2. Don't wear it too tight. And number 3. Check the fit regularly. You gotta be kidding me, right? Do these tips only apply to Rolex watches? I get it, Rolex is the most popular and mainstream brand. You gotta use the word Rolex instead of watch in your title for the algorithm. But do you have to sell your soul for a few extra clicks and bucks? I've actually commented on some of these videos asking, so if my watch is not a Rolex, does that mean I can wear it on my non-dominant hand? And my comments end up being unanswered or being deleted. Watch snobs and gatekeepers are another peeve of mine. Those people out there immediately dismiss a watch that they've never seen in person, and they base their decision purely on images they've seen online or because of the spec sheet. Because a watch has less than 100 meters of water resistance, it's automatically crossed off the list. The majority of us wear watches to the office. Do you really need 100 meters of water resistance to wash your hands and fill your water bottle? Another good one is, that watch is really nice, but it's a dress watch. Why do people say it like dress watches is a negative thing? I think dress watches are better than sports watches, but that's a topic for another day. One of my favorite examples is, the IWC Ingenieur is a great looking watch, but its movement is not in-house and it can be found in cheaper Richmond watches. So this watch is seen as a ripoff. But the Nautilus at 100,000 is a great buy. On top of that, you would probably have to spend an extra 500,000 on other watches that you don't want, just for the opportunity to get one. That brings the price to 25 times that of the IWC. But it is seen as a great buy. Absolutely delusional. Both watches are great in their own ways. They both have pros and cons. But to put someone down for buying one of them is absolutely crazy. The infamous waitlist. I don't have any beef with the so-called waitlist in general. I understand ADs are a business, and like any other business, they need to move their stock. They need to sell their less popular watches, and the only way to do that is to tie them in or bundle them with the more popular models. But my main gripe is with the transparency. I think the ADs should be upfront and clear with the requirements in order to obtain certain watches. Don't just dangle the carrot in front of us and leave us wondering if we will ever get our dream piece. For example, there was one stage I was after a certain watch that happened to be extremely popular. I was initially told that I needed to reach a certain amount of spend to be eligible for the watch. Once I reached that figure, They then told me that I needed to buy an entry-level watch from that brand in order to get the one that I wanted. And then they told me I needed to buy a few watches from that brand in order to get that watch. They kept changing the requirements and the goalposts. It was all well and good, and I didn't mind when I was purchasing watches that I loved, and I would have purchased them regardless. But once I reached a point where there wasn't any watches I was interested in, and they kept changing the requirements, I told them to beat it. Watch manufacturers. The bone I have to pick with them are using odd number lug widths. It makes it extremely difficult to source that size strap. And if you do happen to find one, that strap would only be used on that watch, as it wouldn't fit any other watches. Watch sizes. The majority of brands do make watches in 2 sizes to cater to both the male and female customer base, but most brands only cater from one extreme to another. Some examples include the Overseas that comes in 41 and 35, the GP Laureato coming in 42 and 38, and the Rolex DJ and OP coming in 36 and 41. They are neglecting the middle size for the average wristed folk such as myself. I understand making different size watches would potentially mean having to make a new movement to fit that watch, which could be extremely costly. But in these modern times, people are more picky than ever, especially when it comes to fit. Just like clothes having small, medium and large, I think watches should have this too. There have been many watches that I loved, but I couldn't get the right fit, so I've had to cross them off my list. And lastly, micro adjustment. This is kind of related to the previous point about fit. I think brands neglecting micro adjustment systems on bracelets, in particular sports watches, is a big letdown. Sports watches are designed for lifestyle and extreme activities, and an adjustment system on the bracelet is a must. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed my rant and that it wasn't too overly negative, but it's just something I needed to get off my chest. So what do you guys think? Do you agree with my pet peeves, or am I just being a sook? Or is there anything I missed on my list? I would love to hear your thoughts. As always, if you enjoy my content, please like and subscribe. Until next time, happy watch collecting.